Oh, it's not that type of hustle? Oh, I'm sorry. It's the American Hustle. That's right, everybody. We're going back in time and we're going to go to the American Hustle. Yet another movie based on true events. Yes, but where do I start with such an award-winning film? Well, I will say this: this film was based on truth, on actual events that actually happened in Camden, New Jersey. Now, unfortunately, this fact actually brings in a couple of questions and concerns. Basically, what was allowed, what was embellished, did they add anything, did they subtract anything from the plot? Now, what I found most interesting about this film is that David Russell, the director and writer, rewrote the screenplay to to reflect the characters into caricatures of their realistic counterparts. I actually did find that very interesting. I hope you guys did too. It was actually interesting because some movies just change the character names, maybe embellish some things in certain parts. It was just an interesting fact that when I found out, I was like, wow, that that probably changes some things. Now I have the utmost respect for everyone involved in this film, especially Russell. I love his work with Silver Linings, I Heart Huckabees, The Fighter, and it did what most Russell films do. To me, it gets me to believe this. He gets me to believe the story and get focused on the film, and I love that aspect about his work. But yes, there is a but. Normally, his films get me from the beginning. This was different. Oddly enough, the first half of this film actually had me at yawns. Yeah, I wasn't bored per se, but it almost had me falling asleep towards the middle of the movie, and I don't know why. I mean, I get the first 30 minutes or so is basically the intro to the story, which is fine. I get that. But it didn't seem entertaining enough at least in my eyes, especially since they were probably closed. Um, but I mean, I didn't fall asleep or anything. It was just interesting to see that his another great film of his actually put me to sleep for the first half. Maybe not sleep, but basically the story is this: Katniss is married to Batman, who is having an affair with Lois Lane, while being pursued by Face from the A-Team, while Hawkeye runs around town as mayor, trying to get Atlantic City back on its feet illegally. And if you case didn't focus on that, rewind and watch this part again, because I did just mention some few things that just didn't happen. Now, at least that's how I see it. Yes, the cast actually brought me to the theater. I'll admit that. But come on, who's gonna resist the charms of Bale, Cooper, Adams, Renner, and Jennifer Lawrence? I mean, clearly, again, I was outmatched yet again in willpower to see this film. But fear not, my friends. The second half of this film and the story picked up, and so did I. I actually started to enjoy myself more and more, and I did get more focused on with the story. And I apologize for the background. If you're hearing Backstreet Boys, I'm watching old SNL episodes. Um, and it definitely helped that this was a comedy. Like most of his films, it was very funny in a few aspects. And who doesn't love a good Russell comedy? I mean, really, I really didn't have a problem with this film besides the first half of it because it was very slow trying to get to the point of what the film is actually about. And like I said, it does get a lot better as it goes on. I really did enjoy this film. It was funny. Cast was brilliant. Did a fun job with the characters that they were dealt. Yes, like I mentioned before, it's based on a true story, and I mean, it already has awards towards it, including Best Film, I believe. I don't know, I'd have to look that up, but I believe it does. It probably has at least a nomination, and probably has in the future. Um, It was very good. It was enjoyable. The actors were great. Recommended. Yeah, sure. Go see it. It's a good film. It's not great, but it's a good film to go see. To have fun. Oh, I'm sorry. I zoned out. Sometimes I zone out from time to time. But that actually is a great segue because for all the more reason to announce our new adventure, it's going to be with Ben Stiller and you guessed it, Walter Mitty. So stay tuned.